Poisoned bread. It is said that once upon a time, there was a kind-hearted woman who baked bread daily to feed her family. Out of her sense of responsibility toward the needy, she would bake an extra loaf every day and place it on the window ledge for any hungry passerby to take. One day, a poor hunchbacked man started passing by her house daily to take the loaf. However, instead of thanking the woman for her generosity, he would mutter a mysterious phrase. "The evil you do remains with you, and the good you do comes back to you." He repeated this phrase every day as he took the loaf and left. Over time, the woman began to feel annoyed by the hunchback's behavior. She thought to herself, "Why doesn't this man show any gratitude? What does his strange phrase mean?" One day, she decided to get rid of the hunchback. She planned to poison the loaf of bread she baked for him. She added poison to the loaf and was about to place it on the window ledge. But suddenly, her hands began to tremble, and she asked herself, "What am I doing? How can I take another person's life?" She immediately discarded the poisoned bread by throwing it into the fire and baked a fresh loaf instead, which she placed on the window as usual. That same day, the hunchback came as usual, took the loaf, muttered his phrase. "The evil you do remains with you, and the good you do comes back to you," and left without realizing the internal struggle the woman had gone through. The woman had a son who had been away for years in search of work and a better future. Every day, she prayed for his safety and longed for his return, but she had received no news of him for a long time. That evening, as the woman sat in her house, she heard a knock on the door. When she opened it, she was shocked to see her son standing there. He looked pale, exhausted, and his clothes were torn. He said to her, "Mother, it's a miracle that I made it here. On my way back, I was fatigued, starving, and on the verge of collapse. I thought I was going to die. But then a kind hunchbacked man passed by. I begged him for some food, and he generously gave me an entire loaf of bread. He told me it was his daily meal, but he gave it to me because I needed it more than he did." When the mother heard these words, her face turned pale, and she stood frozen in shock. She remembered the poisoned loaf she had almost given to the hunchback earlier that morning. She realized that if she hadn't discarded the poisoned bread, it would have been her son who ate it and lost his life. At that moment, she understood the meaning of the phrase the hunchback had been repeating all along. "The evil you do remains with you, and the good you do comes back to you." Lessons and morals. 1. Always do good, even if it goes unappreciated at first. Your good deeds will eventually come back to you in ways you may not expect. 2. Avoid evil, no matter the circumstances. A malicious intention can harm you or your loved ones before it affects others. 3. Be patient with acts of kindness. Do not expect immediate gratitude for your generosity. True rewards often come at the right time. 4. The law of giving, goodness returns to the giver. When you give to others selflessly, you create a cycle of kindness that will protect and bless you in return. In conclusion, be a source of goodness in the world, and don't let frustration or lack of acknowledgement stop you from doing good. The universe operates under a just law: what you sow today, you shall reap tomorrow.
The end. Hope you have enjoyed the reading. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And find more fascinating and exciting stories from the description below the video.